see if he can find some exit frags. Well, he does take down one, but SMG frag has the money.
Yeah, and Renegades going all SMGs that time and only losing one gun, not a problem. In fact, they could even make more money with keeping these SMGs up. Let's check the investment from CLG. Finesse going down to 1,900, so I assume Mag 7 the next round or something to that effect, but Renegades going to head towards the B site this time, and CLG has a tad of a stack. 4 players, just 1 man lurking towards the A side. Let's see what CLG is doing here. They're boosting on top of the rectangle, actually stacking a bunch of players on top of the rectangle. I like this. Anybody peeking from the broken wall is going to have a ton of targets.
Yeah, certainly. We're going to see if Renegades can take advantage here. Fully white screen was Sponge. He's going to go down first and foremost to Hazed. Picking up a Molotov here, that's actually going to allow to delay things a little bit as Renegades actually utilizing their own towards the plateau, and a bit of a rotation. They do leave AZR towards drop, but headed back towards A. Looks like Cutler has a read on it though.
Yeah, he's going to be the first man here. He is going to get into the bomb site. Problem being, if he gets split off from his teammates, I don't think they're going to have much of a chance. They do not have a lot of utility. Renegades have ample smoke grenades, flash grenades to get up into the ramp area, but CLG now have been allowed to rotate a bunch of players into the site, so it's going to get a bit hectic for Renegades, but getting all the kills, no problem thus far. And that is so much money made with these SMGs. And in fact, I mean, maybe even keep them and go for a B rush.
Right, like, yeah, we've talked about that before, and it could definitely work out, especially with the amount of money, but they will go with a bit of a buy up here. We'll see if JKS throws away that MP7, indeed he does. So AKs across the board, really solid. Pretty much the best part you can really ask for on an anti-eco. You got SMGs on everybody, making so much money. Now we do see the AWP on JDM, and he can go off on this map specifically. He's going to be a crucial part to this B defense.
And he really favors the position inside of the bomb site, behind the at the coup. There are a lot of rifles out there. He had no problem working that broken wall angle against him. Renegades aren't going to go for a fast B play on their first gun round, just going to slow things down, feel CLG out, and CLG with the setup towards A. They don't have anybody inside of long, so it is a bit of a gamble, but they still have some utility to prevent that. But Renegades heading back towards the B side, and let's check out their execute.
As they eke on forward, plenty of utility to send on in. I think we're going to see a wall of smokes here, Laser, as we're going to need to see JDM come up big. He has a single flashbang and actually eaten one himself. Going to send one towards the broken wall. They haven't moved that far out, and now the drop-down play comes on in. Finesse, though, able to deal with AZR. Sponge will be able to respond, though, as he takes down Tark. JDM still in the bomb site. He's caught out, though, and it's only Hazed and Cutler now.
Yeah, 2 on 3 here. They are going to go for this Haze from the rectangle. He's good for 1, but now Cutler. He is all alone, and he is on the flank. 2 players up. Havoc as well as JKS. Havoc's going to be his first target. I love this setup from Renegades too. It's going to be a guaranteed trade. JKS down below. Havoc's going to take the fight. Now Cutler has position on both of them. Problem being, Renegades now know exactly where he is. Trying to spam one down to the coop. More and more time ticks by, thinking about a save here, and yeah, just going to have a rifle to work with next round.
Yeah, exactly. No kit in the situation, so 4-0. We do see this map can be a little bit of a T-sided affair, and that's certainly, if you're Renegades, again, best of 1, this is a fantastic start. Wise man, I believe it was Sean Garris once said, first 5 rounds of a match, very, very crucial. And considering you're 4-0, we got a bit of a bankroll, and you can see JKS 9K. My God, that man is rich at the moment. Sponge actually going to pick up a Mac 10, so utilizing a little bit of the financial advantage here, trying to grow it further, whereas on that CT side, again, Cutler was able to save, everybody else just getting some basic upgraded pistols.
And I was talking to Zeus as well as Uber outside before the match, and they had differing opinions on which side is the correct side to start on. A lot of teams will start on that T side, given what we're seeing here. Renegades probably going to take this round as well, going to be up 5-0 with a massive economy, and then we haven't even seen a fast B execute yet from Renegades, so they still have a ton of options, and they're going to have a ton of money to utilize that.
Yeah, certainly, as we can see, they're wise to someone boosting up here. It's pretty common eco strat, but Cutler, he goes down as he was up, boosted in the drop-down area. So now it will be Yam taking down JDM. Again, Cutler with that M4, now gifting it over to Sponge. And Tark Hazed remain. Get caught out though, unfortunately, as Hazed is last player alive. Lets him drop down. He is going to drop the bomb, actually, here, and unfortunately for him, Yam chimes in from the top of drop in a quick 5-0 here. And again, look at the economy on the T side. If they can take yet another round, this is a point CLG really needs to stop the bleeding.
Oh, definitely. 5-0, 7-0 potentially if Renegades can take this as well. Again, you're highlighting that economy. So much to work with here, and Finesse going to rock the Mag 7. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see more of the same here from Renegades. Slowing things down. If they don't get a pick towards A, eventually rotate back to the B site and go with that execute. And we saw how CLG fell apart in the previous gun round. Renegades took control of drop. We saw Sponge, and then once the drop down goes down, JDM's position inside the bomb site becomes a lot less effective.
Yeah, super vulnerable. And actually, speaking of JDM, he tried to go for an aggressive broken wall push, and he goes down immediately. Havoc able to deal the damage. So Tarek, he was able to retrieve the op, and well, to be fair, he's not too bad. He's phenomenal with a rifle. He's not too bad with this at all. So see if he can make it work. Headed back to the chicken coop as we see the rotation towards A, though, and only a single defender as AZR takes one down and drop, and this is going to be worrisome as Cutler, still the only one over here. He's going to drop a flash through the smoke, try and make something happen. He does take down Sponge. Lots of damage dealt to him, though.
Yeah, it trades off so much of his HP, and you might even think about saving in this scenario. Tarek all alone inside of the B-bomb site with that AWP. Yeah, this is just going to be a save, and if you're CLG, it's really hard to adapt to what Renegades is doing at this point. The previous gun round, they slowed it down, didn't give him much of a look, just went towards a hard B execute. This round, they get a bunch of picks, and CLG just couldn't make a stand anywhere. And the situation we were pointing out, 7-0 now with the bank. CLG will have to work so hard to bust that economy of Renegades. And on top of that, Renegades have so many options left on the T side.
Yeah, they haven't really, they're just kind of playing a little slow, finding the picks, and like you had stated, haven't done the fast B play. They have a lot of options remaining. So again, 6-0 potentially, like you're saying, 7-0 unless CLG can find a miraculous eco. And at this point, that's what I kind of need to see to bring them back in. Not to say they're out of it, but you can see 14K on JKS. It's going to take a number of rounds to drain that T-side economy.
Definitely, and where CLG came back, okay, we got to pause here, so got a bit more time to talk about this. Where CLG came back on the previous time they met up in groups at iBuyPower, it came off the back of an eco round and then they basically won out on their T side, but not going to be an eco round here, as we see JDM as well as Hayes already bought up, and Cutler with that saved AK, but again, that bank on Renegades is the real problem here. Best of one format, not a best of three, you got to come out swinging. So this is a pretty tough situation here for CLG. They're going to need to do exactly what Renegades is doing to them on the T side, but we're only halfway through the first half.
Yeah, this is true. To be fair, we've seen a lot of scorelines like this, and a lot of them can go back the other way. So not out of this at all, but a worrisome situation. It is a tactical pause again, so they're going to be discussing things, figure out what they need to do to bring it back into things.
It's hard for them. I'd really love to hop into their comms, but it's hard to really, are they saying, should we take fights earlier and not give Renegades time to set up? We saw Renegades get some picks early in the previous gun round. It's really hard for CLG to figure out how to stop this from Renegades. And now that we have the pause, Renegades, there is a change coming from CLG. So that's your time to adapt as well.
Yeah, then that's the interesting part. Is like, well, you kind of know that they're probably going to provide some changes. So moving into the next rifle round, got to be weary of that. And I'm curious what we see from Renegades if they decide, well, they're going to change things up. Now we B-rush, and just completely throw them off. They're like, well, that is so different than what we just entirely discussed on what they've been breaking us apart in. So I'm very curious how that's going to go. As
see, we need a medic on stage apparently. Havoc has cut his finger.
Oh boy.
All right, so we got a bit of a longer pause for a medical emergency.
Wow.
But
that's a thing.
But now I got some time. In the iBuyPower, when these guys met up, it was Renegades who took Dust 2 over CLG, shocked a lot of people, and then CLG, when they met up to decide who goes out of groups, CLG banned Dust 2 and went to train. So very interesting. CLG is such a strong map on Dust 2, but we're getting back into it. 6-0 for Renegades.
Yep, here we go. And to go into Cobblestone, we've seen this at Winout LAN where CLG has done incredible things on this map. So not the start they were looking for, but we'll see. What's the adjustment? We got Tark, only a 5-7 in hand. JDM does have this wonderful big green weapon as it's going to be headed towards chicken coop yet again, and this is very interesting. Renegades.
This is so bad for CLG.
Slow long A play with a single lurk towards drop.
but they're making their presence known. Had they gone silently, this has been like a perfect anti-strat. Of course, Renegades have no idea what the look they're about to see from CLG is. And now we see the second part of this setup where you're forced to rotate a player off of middle in order to compensate for long.
Indeed, as we're going to see Cutler down on the lower ramp, hazed. He's a little out in the open, plays towards connector, provides a pop flash for Cutler down in middle. But they're just creeping up long A. AZR might come in contact as, again, long A going to be the real estate in control of Renegades. Hazed from the APC. Very nice headshot angle, and actually drops the bomb carrier, taking no damage here as they're moving up to spammable. Cutler goes down in middle. Now the rotation underway.
And JDM, he's isolated. No room for that op to work, so it's just Hayes in the bomb site. He will drop down and get one. So down to a 3-on-3 here. JDM has found his way out of the smoke, but just eats the headshot for his troubles. Suddenly, Finesse finds himself versus 3, and this is not the weapon you want to be retaking, bro.
Yeah, spots one at long range, can't get it done. JKS with a kill, leaving 3 alive, and this is looking like a bit of a runaway here as Renegades, again, we saw a bit of an adaptation, didn't work out. Renegades actually going with that slow long A play and reap in some very nice results for them. AZR going off 11-2 at the moment.
Man, that guy's going huge. But Renegades, they're looking for some redemption here. They got 16-0'd by Luminosity one of the last times they met up on this, so potentially doing the same for CLG here. And just by chain logic, what we saw CLG do to Luminosity at Winout, just inconsistent stuff as Tarek goes for push through the smoke, but doesn't get anything from it. Sponge there for him. Cutler does have a scout, but Renegades, they're not going quickly. They're not going to run into this B stack. So how does CLG approach this? If they let Renegades execute, probably not going to be able to hold. So the question is now, where do Renegades want to bring this? I'd imagine they'll head back towards B, but CLG, they are beginning to stack the B bomb site. Never mind, Hayes is going to head back. So much relies on Cutler here with the scout.
Indeed. Needs to find some headshots as JDM towards broken walls. Some drop down play from AZR yet again. And here we go. Havoc finding the first strike. Cutler will find a tag and actually a team kill coming up. Havoc taking down one of his own. Hayes with one, but that will be the extent of their success. 8-0 as Renegades have to give up a round.
And I gotta highlight as well, on these anti-ecos, Renegades has been maximum losing one player, and I guess I gotta count the team kill. So that round they lost 2 players, but you can see what that's doing to their money. A couple players over 10K, CLG are gonna have to win 3 gun rounds in a row in order to bust that economy of Renegades. Now we're finally gonna see a fast replay 8 rounds in. Question is, does Renegades have to do this? I mean, CLG has been 1 post-gun round, so do they have to do this? I scratched that. Slow B execute.
They are going to be setting up for some smokes. AZR. He's going to flee on out of there back towards the statue. We'll see if he can find the hold. Really nice pop flashes coming in from the Renegade side. Counter flashes though from CLG. Arc with the first frag as they're coming down. Second one as well as Sponge able to deal with them. 2 on 4 as CLG looking to take the first round.
Almost there. Just 2 Renegades players up. Flank coming in from Rectangle. Make that just 1. Sponge, 3 HP. And this will be the first round from CLG. I'm calling it a bit too early, but with 3 HP, gotta imagine he's gonna go down. JDM takes it. And another thing, they survive with 3 players. Had they survived with 2, their buy would be incredibly messed up right now. But still, the bank advantage on Renegades is too much.
Astronomical at the moment.
Yes.
As CLG, again, they put that 1 round on the board, enough to get the crowd a little hyped here as I'm hoping we can send them some more energy, or maybe they can string 2 together as requirement. Otherwise, this is going to look like pretty bad half for them. But again, maybe they can bring it back on that T side. Renegades, maybe this is the faster B play. AZR, first one up to the broken wall itself. Goes down to nades though, and that's an excellent start here for the CLG side.
This is exactly what they need. AZR, huge fragger for Renegades. We see so many players go for the broken wall work where you send your strongest rifler, your strongest entry fragger, and you look for those picks from the broken wall. But CLG with the nades have put up a stuff for now. But I didn't get to touch on it earlier, but Cutler has picked up the AWP towards the A side. And this is going to be his first time getting a look from Renegades utilizing this weapon. He does have Hayes supporting him. He did drop a smoke down the ramp of middle. Question is, when are Renegades going to execute? Bringing 1 player back towards B. Is he going to try to sell a fake, or is he just going to go drop down, is my question. Either way, Renegades is going to wait for his success or failure.
Yeah, indeed, as He heads on over. 35 seconds remain as Yam gonna make some noise again towards that drop down area. Still no noise from those players towards A. 30 seconds now as this is pulling a couple CLG players, but they will figure out what's going on. Yam getting the frag though onto Finesse. That is worrisome as Cutler has to come up big. Finds the first one. He's in a bad spot here. Finds the second though. JDM and Cutler. The AWPs firing on all cylinders. CLG with their second.
Yeah, I was questioning the play with the AWP, going with the double op. Cutler proves me wrong, and now that's going to give Renegades a lot more to think about now that they have to deal with this op inside of A. But still, full buy, and they're going to have a full buy in the next round, so many gun rounds needed to break that bank of Renegades. And CLG now have established a position where they could buy if they lose. But look at this, a fast A play from Renegades. CLG, they're going to be playing both players long. Cutler and Hayes, they're trying to get back into the site, but Renegades is going to beat them there. The smoke is going to be out for connector, so CLG have to hang on from the spammable position. Cutler, he's only going to get one, so it's a 3-on-3, and it's so difficult to retake through these smokes.
Yeah, most certainly, as they even throw a Molotov down towards that balcony area. Connector smoked off currently, even the crawl space as another Molotov gonna go down here. Tarek, though, making up towards balcony. Has JDM now a 2-on-2. Nade will take JDM down fairly low. He does spot a player at APC. We'll see if Tarek can deal with them as Renegades looking to break the economy of CLG. Tarek creates a 1-on-1. The bomb is planted way out in the open. No smoke to utilize. Spots the head of AZR, but he'll go down. Renegades will take their 9th here, and CLG, they had a little bit of monetary to play with, and see what they decide to do in this coming round.
This round pretty much decides to me if CLG is going to have a chance in this match. If CLG doesn't take this, they're looking at a double save, but you can't really double save in this position given how late we are into the half. So CLG need to come up with a big stuff. The question is, where is Renegades going to bring it? And Renegades have to be able to infer that with that round victory, CLG won't be able to put 2 ops on the field again. But JDM going to get aggressive towards the broken wall. Not going to fire through the smoke just yet, but Renegades working things slowly as the bomb is in the middle of their side is haven't quite figured out where they want to go yet. As Renegades slowly working up the long here, JDM still unable to find a pick towards broken, but his opposite from Renegades Havoc is not peeking wide at all. So JDM not going to see him for some time, but as we reach the halfway point in the round, Renegade's going to have to start opening up. Still, question is where?
Yeah. Sponge is down to 18 hit points currently. They've got 2 players towards long. The bomb is rotating back towards B, so seems like they're trying to sell a bit of a fake here, and Cutler going down. That's going to be a nice way to start off a secondary one, but JDM does find one on the broken wall. They're going to try and take him down. Indeed, they do. JDM falls. Tarek makes it quickly back over the bomb site, and a very nice pop flash. Is going to blind the Renegades member, slow down the play a little bit. AZR to Tarek. It's only the CZ75, and Finesse will drop Yam to do the damage. 10-2, double digits in the first half here for Renegades.
And man, this puts CLG in a difficult position. 2K across the board. You can't afford, you have to save, but you can't afford to save given the round count, so they're just going to buy some upgraded pistols. Hopefully they try something a little goofy, as I don't think Renegades is going to give them much of a chance if they play default, but now it looks like CLG is just playing fairly standard with these pistols, and Renegades realizing this could be an anti-eco, it could be a force, so they're just going to play pretty passive and start working up towards the broken wall eventually. CLG trying to push into broken. Havoc, I'm not sure if he spotted out Tarek as JDM was trying to follow him up. So this might be a rifle, and this might be what CLG needs.
Yep. See here is Havoc flashing over the wall. You can see his pre-aim will flick on over, but Tarek will take him down, quickly following it up though. They will not allow him to pick up that weapon, as could have gotten really dangerous. Finesse now first line of defense after Tarek going down, has only a USP and, well, fully blind AZR to do the dirty work. Hayes onto AZR, so not a bad situation as they create a 2-on-3. Cutler's going to be arriving onto the scene towards drop.
Now it's just up to Cutler. And the question is now, 2 rounds, or excuse me, it's going to be 3 rounds lost bonus, so no op for JDM. And this is a really difficult buy now from CLG. About 4K, a little more than 4K across the board, lacking a ton of utility. Do you want nades or do you want head armor? Probably going to go with that utility. And what's the answer here from CLG? I think they already took their pause.
Here we go, round 14 underway. M4s on the entire bunch. No kit. A note. So post-plant time will be of essence if it gets that far, but we can see only 2 towards B here. As 2 pushed up on long A, got Hayes down in middle.
I like this adjustment from CLG, but problem is Renegades, their setup, it plays to this because they're hoping for a CLG push. They would love to get an early pick from this push.
Side just working very, very slowly. Don't want to give up anything too early. I see Sponge going for some spam work towards that middle door. Actually going to rotate back with the bomb. They leave JKS on A patrol just in case someone decides to flank.
This rotate's going to take so long.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, they are literally across the map as far as possible. I guess T-spawn might be a little bit farther, but still very, very far off as we see Renegades setting up for a B take.
Here they come, JDM without the AWP. The rotate, it's almost the round has reset at this position. But here comes the Renegades, CLG. They've already brought some players over, so they're going to have enough to deal with this. Question is, can they stop them? Most of the Renegades players pouring out from the broken wall position. JDM from the rectangle, nobody's dealing with them, but Sponge is going to get one and then another onto JDM. JDM could not find the trade. Rotate difficult, or retake difficult for CLG. Don't have many nades to utilize. Trade's going back and never mind. It's Renegades.
Yeah.
Just going to take that one, 12-2. And this is not what I expected. I didn't expect it to be this lopsided.
No, not at all. I thought we were going to have a pretty competitive best of 1 here. But we'll see. Maybe they can bring it back again if you win pistol and start building the comeback. Maybe they can bring it all the way.
Chad.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we did have CLG in a match against Games Academy where Everest counted them out. And he may or may not have to eat a hat at some point in this event, but anyhow.
Those were the stakes?
Yep, indeed they were, and CLG came all the way back. But, again, here and now, 12-2, final round of the first half. See Hayes push up in middle. They've got Scout on Cutler towards the connector door. Pretty standard play, kind of 3 position towards B.
The triple Scout. I like it. That's one way to switch things up.
Yeah, well, see if they can make it work. Cutler, he did spot a player and actually does tag up Yam as they have Hayes down very close. Not going to be able to take opportunity that was presented. Sponge towards long. It's actually AZR to open up. Finesse trying to get aggressive on broken wall. So an early pick here. Sponge going to get tagged up towards the spammable fence. Molotov might be able to flush out Cutler, but they're providing some presence here, but this is merely a fake.
If you're CLG here, okay, you give up a pick towards B. One player's already out towards spammable. CLG have no idea where Renegades is going to go at this point.
Yeah. Very difficult read on the situation, and well, we'll see Hayes now moving back towards drop. JDM tags up one, but immediate headshot from Havoc as Hayes from the rock here. 2 frags as him and Cutler doing the work. 2-on-2, Yam very low, and the bomb not set, 20 seconds remaining.
Hayes has enough. Had enough with the Scout. Got to go with the 5-7. Cutler now has arrived. It's just down to Yam here. This would be a big pickup for CLG. They will win the final round of the half. Problem being, that round came way too late. But it does give you a little moral boost coming into the second half. But that is such a mountain to climb. 12-3. They need pistol round. They need first gun round. They need momentum. They need a ton of stuff.
They essentially need to do what Renegades just did to them. And that's the mentality they need to go in it with. If they can do it to us, well, we can do it to them as well. We can play that game. So we'll see if they can make it happen, as that will be our first half of play in our first match here, the RGN Pro Series Championship. Honored to be here as Esports Arena. What a fabulous venue.
Esports, Chad.
Yeah, esports, indeed. Going live here into the second pistol round, 12-3 yet again. We'll see if Renegades can take pistol and potentially close out, or CLG mount the comeback.
Yeah, and the way the groups work for iBuyPower, this is a round-robin format, so CLG aren't going to have a chance to get redemption as they did. But trades at the drop. Renegades hanging on to broken wall. CLG need to trade off on this, but still favoring Renegades just down to 2. Make that 1. Cutler without position, and man, Havoc, Sponge shutting it down, and that is crippling to CLG's chances.
Yeah, most certainly. That was a round that, unfortunately, they couldn't really afford to drop. As moving into this next one, they will go for the force buy, try and take that pistol after pistol. And with Tex, maybe they can do it here. An optimistic look on things, as looks like they will favor towards B, And, well, again, with Tech 9s, I like it.
And given the groups, if Renegades win this, you could safely assume that they're going to make it out of their groups. This is really the decider in my eyes. But CLG, okay, coming out with a B rush. Tech 9 doing work from JDM. 2 players left for Renegades. This would give them a chance.
Yep, it certainly would, as this round would have been great, but this will work as well. Havoc and Sponge, last one's alive, and they're stuck towards drop. Tarek, what a shot from him. Pistol from Broken Wall. Takes down Sponge. Havoc does spot out Tarek here. Doesn't land the shot, though. HE grenade to follow. Does do some significant damage, and he does have a kit, but this is looking a little bleak here for Renegades.
Yeah, maybe if he had a different pistol, he's going to go for it anyways. Oh, it looked like that one hit, but just can't connect with the scout. There's Havoc. Looks like he should have got a couple of tags, but he is going to commit. But still, CLG, they have a chance, but the score line is 13-4. This is going to be Renegades. They're going to have to give up so many rounds, and CLG, yeah, they can do it, but it's much harder to follow up what your opponent just did to you, after you just got ran through on the first half.
Yep, indeed it is. But maybe they can find some confidence behind, the momentum behind that round they just picked up. Renegades going with some simple upgraded pistols, not investing in armor. Got plenty of rounds to work with, no reason to force buy. They've got 2 nades actually still to work with, AZR and Sponge. If they can time this correctly, be very potent, as actually Cutler taking some significant damage, down to 57 already. And again, as soon as JKS hears anything, those nades raining on out, and ooh, big damage done as Tarek goes down.
That was so sick from Renegades. Most teams will just nade off the box set Broken, but the second anybody comes out from Broken Wall, you're probably going to get 1 player from those 2 nades. And Sponge going to even it out at 3-on-3. Big gun advantage for CLG here. Finesse from the rectangle, leaving Sponge all alone inside the site. He goes down, and now this makes the flank from Havoc ineffective. JDM might go down, though. As he doesn't want to lose his beloved scout, but everybody from CLG going to get on the action. As Cutler going to save his teammate. 2 rounds in a row now from CLG, but still 5-13. Lots left to be played.
Yeah, still at the bottom of the mountain. As you're reading the signs, it's like, this is the point of no return, and you're continuing on up Mount Everest. But we'll see if they can make it work again. 5 rounds, not too bad. As another eco, got Sponge going with the deagle, a couple 5-7s making it out. Yam with that USPS, and some early drop down play here from the CLG side. Actually, 1 player, Finesse, who's already in there, as Cutler and Finesse actually combined, taking down 2 of the players. So already looking like a good anti-eco here for CLG, but JKS does take down 1, so damage dealt.
And now Sponge, he's left to try to do some economic damage. There are 3 rifles on the field, and Sponge collects 1 off the fallen teammate, or a couple rounds past, that is. But see what he can do here. Not much. Tarek not going to allow that. So this is beginning to look like what Renegades did to CLG on their T-side half, but this is where it really gets decided. The first gun round, is that momentum going to continue? CLG need this.
Certainly do. We'll see what kind of strategy they employ. Got Tarek with the bomb headed towards the B side. Some players towards back of A. We'll see if they just work maybe a bit of a pick strat. It's kind of seeming like it could be the case. Now actually 3 players grouped up towards A here, and actually looking to go for a bit of a calculated aggression towards long A, and actually JDM finds the pick onto Havoc. So that is a massive frag early in the round.
Yeah, that's so big, and the angle JDM was holding, if you're going to peek that slowly with a rifle, if an op's posted up there, you're dead, guaranteed. So early advantage here for CLG. Sponge, okay. Thought he was might get the flank onto Cutler, even things out, but not going to be the case. 3 members of Renegades up, and CLG still haven't established where they're actually going.
Right, minute left though, and Yam will go down as AZR and JKS left up, as you have a pause coming in. Technical 1, JKS does take down Finesse, but falls thereafter. Only AZR, and he is yet to make it into connector. Now heading on over, but considering the save, I'm sure, and we'll be backing away. See if he finds any sort of exit. There is still 1 towards long A, that's Cutler. But definitely the round we needed to see from CLG.
An interesting spot for Cutler just to be hanging out.
Right.
It's a place you often go to save. But AZR finds, I guess, a better position given that Cutler is on the lurk. They still might run into each other. this rifle would change the following round as it would provide more of a threat to CLG, but we are going to have a pause, but fortunate that Renegades figured it out as AZR still hanging on to his rifle.
Big frag
go
there.
Down.
Yeah, AZR being dropped, no rifle brought into the next round. And now we'll be at another eco. As we do have, yep, that unpause, everything dealt with, 13-7, as, again, comeback is mounting. And the closer they get as well, the more confidence, the more momentum underneath them, the easier things get as Renegades are going to feel like things are kind of slipping away. And I wonder what the point is where maybe we see a tactical pause from Renegades. Not there yet, but potential maybe after the next gun round.
Yeah, potentially. And I highlighted it earlier. This is looking like what Renegades is doing to CLG. CLG doing a good job with their economy, hanging on to weapons on anti-ecos. So far doing the same this round. Having a player watch the flank, all bases covered from CLG here, and just minimizing danger. Exactly what you want to do on these anti-ecos. So we are getting closer, 8-13, in case of a miracle or something, but maybe some damage to be had from Renegades. They'd really want to start chipping away at this economy of CLG before it gets to the point where Renegades was versus CLG, having a bunch of players over 10K. As this round comes to a close. Yeah, I'm wondering when will Renegades take that tactical pause?
CLG just going to try and make it out with all their members. Connector is not a place where you really want to go if you're planted in A. Believe it or not, if it's B, exiting to Connector is not too bad at all. As you go back towards that Dragon hallway and stuff, so many corners to check. So kind of a safe route out. They go back towards the way they came. And we will see, actually, JKS, quick one near the end. So a little bit more economic damage, but take a look at the financials of CLG. Looking damn good here.
And so if you're getting destroyed like this on your CT side, it's difficult to adapt if your opponents are working slowly, because one of your options is to try to push towards them. But if they're working slowly, you might just give up an early pick. But if you're consistently losing, then it's time to switch something up or try something new.
Looks like CLG setting up for a B-side take. There is a number of Renegades members here, though. We'll see how this works out as Lawless Smokes being deployed. Molotov towards Chicken Coop. Yam will be able to send an incendiary back the other way, hopefully to delay things a little bit. But here we go. CLG making it off the drop. First frag. Yam goes down. So that's going to be an excellent start here to the CLG take on B.
I don't know if I agree with that from Yam. I'll highlight it more later. But Targ with two. Only one player left. That's going to be Havoc. And this is beginning to look like a comeback from CLG. Havoc, okay, not done yet. He has two, needs two more. Molotov on top of the site. That's going to prompt him to try to go for the pick. JDM waiting for him. CLG take another one, as we do have another pause.
Yeah, indeed, and this is the tactical one we were highlighting as Renegades finally going to just take a second, figure out what's going on here. And, well, to be fair, if we look back at the pause on the other hand, it was an interesting play from Renegades after CLG took the pause. So now I'm very curious, CLG on their end, how are they going to adapt to the potential adaptation from Renegades?
Yep, that preemptive pause adjustment, or I suppose it wouldn't be preemptive. Right. So what do Renegades have to do in this situation? Like the solutions, it's going to be hard to come by, given CLG is giving them, they work slowly. That time they just went with a B execute, Yam on that execute. It looked like they were going to play retake as the wall of smokes was up, but then Yam decided to go for a lurk through the smoke, giving CLG the advantage. I'd much prefer him, yeah, if he goes huge, it's going to look real pretty, but if you're going to play retake like that, you might as well do it with 5.
Yeah, indeed it is. And I'm very interested to see how this next round will play out. So it's coming down to the wire, round 23, about to go live again, best of 1 format. This is our first match, and I do believe we're moving into CLG versus Enemy here on stream number 1. So that'll be coming up next. We got so much action for you guys today, so hopefully you guys can stick with us for the duration of it, as, again, some incredible matches. We got our secondary stream as well with anything on stream 1 that we can't cover. So, again, just waiting for the tactical pause here to come undone. And we'll, like we've been saying, we'll see what kind of strategies they decide to come up with.
Yeah, it's, again, really hard for Renegades in this position because CLG has been giving them a bunch of different looks, the slow stuff into an execute, some of their anti-ecos. It's been unclear where CLG is actually going until the last couple seconds of the round. So it's really hard to adjust here if you're a Renegade. So looks like we're going to see a half buy, just some pistols across the board. And in this position, CLG, given the amount of round loss bonus, they're going to be uncertain if Renegades is going to be force buying or not too.
Yep, indeed. As, again, just highlighting those pistols they picked up. A couple deegs, got that nade stack planned out as well. And we saw that actually did work pretty darn well in their last setup there.
That nade stack was, I mean, I'd like to see them do it again, potentially even on a gun round. Like, that's one thing they could attempt. But CLG, given how slow they've been working, that might not work out for them either, because they've only executed B, like a hard execute, a handful of times, maybe even less.
Right, yeah. We just saw him recently try and pull it off there. And again, on one of those earlier eco rounds, it did work out very well. I'm a big fan of nade stacks. If you can figure out those potential, if you have a hard read on a situation and you can just take down a player with a double nade, that is
playing the wrong game, chat. You should have been around for the older games.
Right.
Nade stack's much more abundant, but looks like we are getting back into things here. All right, finally time. So pistols for Renegades here. And they are going to go 4 towards B. And CLG, they may be bluffing a quick take towards B, just gathering control of drop down. We do have a player creeping towards the stairs of A. The problem is he has to deal with 2 CLG members, but I'm not sure yet if this is going to be a drop-down split onto A or just a simple fake from CLG.
And it looks like they actually have worked a single player into drop, and then they'll rotate back out. So interesting. They utilize a number of players to take control of that. And here we go, Havoc. What a great amount of damage dealt as he will finish him off. Tart goes down via the HE grenade. Cutler cannot find, eventually finds the spray down. Havoc not able to take advantage. Sponge slowly moving up towards long A real estate. Cutler
such great awareness by Sponge too. His teammate must have called that he's wounded.
As slowly moving up here. Spots out one, but Hazed able to take him down. AZR directly on the bomb site. And this can be a bit of a cheeky angle, but he will be Molotov'd out. Playing the patient game, though, eventually peeks out. Runs right past the player, though. Cutler able to blindside him, and CLG hitting double digits.
This is getting close. I'm almost starting to favor CLG here.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have a ton of gun rounds behind them. Granted, Renegades only need 3 to win, 2 to force that tie point. But now we have the gun round. What is the adjustment we're going to see from Renegades? We do see Yam picking up the AWP towards the B side. 4 men from Renegades towards B. Last gun round, CLG hit the B bomb site and they crushed Renegades. So maybe more of the same, but CLG just going to slow play. And I don't mind this, because this is the round what you're going to see the different look from Renegades after the pause.
CLG, 2 members towards long A. The bomb still kind of in transition. Headed towards A, though. With a minute 12 left on the clock. Another smoke provided from the CT side. And Sponge actually got to move up upon it, so not a bad setup here at A is. We've got Havoc working towards that APC, making sure long is secured. Sponge, I don't think he spotted the feet of Tarek as an X-ray gives us a bit of a better read. Sponge almost gets caught with a nade out. They will know he's close down middle. 45 seconds remain for CLG to make something happen.
And he does have Havoc inside the bomb site. Sponge going to have to deal with Hayes. He is going to get that one, as well as the bomb. Lots of information for Renegades. That's 3 for them. Make at 4. JDM now. He's the last guy standing. And where is his teammates? They've all died. Still has to get the bomb. Does he have time to go back to B? I don't think so.
Man.
Havoc going to finish that. And a great hold by Renegades, but this is where we're going to see now CLG's adjustment and so much money, but Renegades only need 2, so that money might not even come into play.
Indeed, as, again, like it stated, monetary situation gets everything they require. JDM, op, full utility, Tech 9, living that dream. Yam on the other end, utilizing this AWP towards the B bomb site. And look at this, we got Havoc, the only one at connector door, reading that might be a bit of a quick B play. But they will rotate off after they recognize that it's going to be a bit of a slower round.
The Renegades, I think they have Sponge in a similar position. Yeah, he just plays middle until his smoke has dissipated. And we'll see what their setup is after that. Or we won't see, as CLG is going to head towards the B site. Yam hasn't been tested yet, but this AWP only gets 1. Wanted more from that spot. Now Renegade's going to try to make it back into the B site quickly, but I'm not sure if CLG are intending on going there. No, they're going to fake back towards A, leaving Cutler trying to be a salesman here.
Cutler utilizing that Molotov towards Chicken Coop. Gonna try and flush someone out there. Well, not that he's really currently actively peeking, dropping another smoke, just all the noise in the world. We do have Havoc still over towards A. Spots them as they're coming up that ramp. Nice flash as Tark will eat it. AEM tries to find a shot onto Havoc and actually peeks out wide. Havoc goes down. This is a very nice situation. Sponge on the flank. If he can get anything done, JDM legs him. Gonna take him down with the Tech 9 as well. And looking like CLG could definitely take this as Finesse drops AZR through the smoke.
That was weird. It looked like Sponge did not think JDM was going to re-peek after legging him. Maybe he thought he could have got around the corner. Either way, strange play. JKS going to save this rifle. In the worst case scenario, when you win a round, is losing the round following, is now the economy will be reset for Renegades. They were hovering everybody above 1K. So 1 round loss bonus, going to have to save another. So a couple gun rounds left to be played here. And for CLG, this slow stuff is working, and also at any moment they can go back to their B stuff, which worked beautifully as well.
14-11, CLG, like you had stated, breaking the economy. JKS needs to be a big player in this round. Well, want to find their 15th. CLG inching ever closer to tying things up and potentially taking the map. Again, momentum definitely on their side after losing a round. A little worrisome, but come back in the next. Now looking confident as it looks like a quick B-side play. JKS does make it under broken wall. Hayes going to be taking down one. JDM to follow it up as it will be Yam to take down one, and this is going back and forth. 2-on-2. Renegades looking to hold here.
Dangerous, dangerous call from CLG to go with the B-rush on an anti-eco. And now that's bringing it down to a 2-on-2. Still advantage for CLG in the gun department, not HP. We'll see how this pans out. CLG have gone dead silent in hopes of getting Renegades to question their whereabouts. But Yam with another one. Oh no, just Finesse remaining. He's got 2 to deal with Sponge, and they're not peeking him. He has a lot of time to work with, though. Sponge from the White Rock. Can't get assistance from his teammate. Yam's going to begin flanking him, and the eco round from Renegades. CLG are going to, that call is just going to haunt them.
I'm surprised that they would go for that. We were talking about the nades that were utilized on eco rounds previous, and if you're aware that they're keen to utilizing that kind of strategy, a fast speed, it is a risky play, and trying to catch them off guard, but plenty of Renegades members there, and they get the eco. So 15-11 Renegades, they will hit that map point, but CLG now looking for overtime.
And that call just fascinates me so, because they were doing so well on their anti-ecos, not giving up weapons, and then they decide this late into the half to go with the B-rush and an anti-eco. They're not out of the match yet, but it's hard to bounce back from that. Giving a way around that, in theory, should be yours, and now you know you have to fight just for overtime. They still have a bank behind them, not nearly as much, but it is there. As CLG heading towards this B-bomb site now. A little team damage, Finesse. It's sprayed by his teammate, but now CLG, we're going to see them open up, I think, with their wall of smokes again, and this might as well be their bread and butter because it worked so well last time.
Yep, Yam will be pushed up close here with that AWP, and oh man, he's got a number of players lurking behind the smoke. He won't get a single one of them. Hayes was damaged earlier by him, but that was the extent of his success, leaving up to the rest of the Renegades members as they will breach into the bomb site. AZR fully white screen goes down. JKS with 1, but 4-on-3 is CLG looking to take B.
What's going on? Renegades are bringing this back. Just 2 CLG members remaining. Make that 1. Finesse for the match. JKS can peek at any time, and he's going to do it. Finesse goes down, and that eco round, that anti-eco round changed the match dramatically.
Like you are stating, that's going to haunt them. It really is. Yeah. As you complete that round, you further towards the comeback, but you lose it. 15th round for Renegades, and now 16-11. That will be our first match of the day. I'm used to saying evening so often, but no, it is early here as we are going to have another best of 1 coming up very soon here. It is going to be CLG versus Enemy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first one. We'll be back here at the RGN Pro Series in just a few.